Welcome to my masterclass on the root chakra's influence on our psyche. This is part 2 to shifting the perspective of mental health today. Have you ever heard of Maslow's hierarchy of needs? It's basically a step-by-step ladder of what the human psyche needs to undergo to find itself at a place where you can focus on your personal desires, your personal self-growth. But at the very bottom of this list, one of the first things that you need to achieve in order to get to this place is the physiological needs, getting your needs met, the basic needs that you need in order to survive. This is the theme of the root chakra, survival. Survival is the ability to get your needs met, but just barely. And the truth of existence is that your needs are always met. Unless you literally incarnated in this life to die a very slow, painful death by starvation, your needs will be met. The root chakra is the home of I am, being solid in who you are and your being. Bonus points for if you have answered the question, who am I? Now this chakra's main block here is fear and guilt. Fear is an emotion to feel, but guilt is a feeling. Guilt is not an emotion. If we were to treat guilt as an emotion, we won't find any progress in getting to the root memory. Memories and emotions are interlinked. They're basically one and the same of each other. Guilt is what you get as a result of harming somebody else, whether intentionally or unintentionally, or by way of religious conditioning, which is the belief that you're not getting your needs met because God is angry at you. But God is not angry at you. God does not get angry. Guilt acts as a film just layered across our eyes that shifts and warps our perception of reality, and it causes us to go into these loop-based forms of thinking. But if you got your guilt as a result of hurting somebody and it was unintentional or by way of religious conditioning, you could literally grab onto that film and rip it right off and throw it away. It does not serve you. If you have hurt another intentionally, I do cord cutting meditations to let go of painful attachment. This leaves us with fear. Here at Chakra Trauma Therapy, I'll guide you to the root core memory of this experience and help you shift your perspective of it. This works because we look at the setting it happened, the pain, and what caused the pain, and look at it from an adult's perspective. You see, when the smaller version of you felt fear for the first time, you did the best you could at the time to explain it to yourself. This explanation became your truth, and this truth that you told yourself then became a looping pattern in your mind. This could look like paranoia, it could look like the world is ending to you, it could look like the government is taking over, it could look like a fear of things you have being taken away from you. It could look like hypochondria, which is the excessive worry that you have some type of incurable disease or some serious illness. Fear, appropriately, stands for false evidence appearing real. And the fastest way to get over fear, ironically, is by way of action. The fastest way to get over guilt is by changing the behavior attached to it. Most of the times we aren't even aware that we're acting from this place of fear or guilt, and we get very in denial about it, we get very defensive about it. And when we act from this place unconsciously, we just end up creating lots of problems for ourselves. Book a guided meditation from my link in bio where we'll break down these blocks. In part 2, I'll go over the second chakra and how that affects your psyche. Alright, so I love you. Have a good day.